Alright guys, so since I'm waiting on parts for the truck build, and it's going to be a little while till I get it done, I decided to open myself up for another few more builds. This is going to be my next build, which is going to be a Samsung Galaxy tablet, a 7-inch Droid tablet, and it's going to be installed in a 2001 Lexus IS300. So, for those of you who aren't familiar with these, it's pretty much like a Droid phone, except for it's a tablet. This runs 2.2, which is Froyo, same thing that most phones run. And the owner of the car is actually a Droid fanatic, so he knows how to hack all these. This one is Wi-Fi only, but he's going to be tethering it to his phone that he's got already, because he's already got it rooted and tethering to it and everything else. So he'll be able to do local radio stations, navigation, everything when it's tethered to his phone. Now the hard part about this is that he wants this to run everything. He doesn't want to have a head unit at all in the car, so that's what makes it a little bit difficult. That and the fact that he doesn't want me to install this permanently. So the way I got to do it is I got to make a dock for it, and actually have it hinge out, slide out, and then be able to slide back in and hinge back in and lock. That way he can take it in and out on the fly whenever he wants to. Alright, so the way this is going to work, and this is still very, very rough, is I've already fiberglassed a shell for the dock. Remember, this is still very rough. I still have to shape it, sand it, everything like that. But pretty much, I've got a docking system right here. What this is actually a HDMI audio and charging dock. So right now he just wants to do the Droid. He doesn't want to do any audio, any big audio setup or video. But in case he wanted to do headrest monitors later on or something like that, it does leave room for future expansion with an HDMI out. The way it works is the Droid pretty much just slides right in here and docks just like that. What makes it easy is that'll actually let me dock it right in the car and get power, sound, and video if he wants it later on. Alright, so the way this is going to work is that you got the dock, which is going to sit in this fiberglass shell. Still have to install it. And I still have to finish the shell and everything. So you got the dock sitting there. And you also, what's going to happen is the Droid is actually going to slide into the shell and into the dock. There's going to be a faceplate on it and everything else. It's going to look really clean. It's still really rough, but that'll dock into the car, and then when he wants to, he just hinges it out, slides it, and takes it out. So that's the basic setup for that, for the actual install. Alright, so this is a car that it's going into. It's a 2001 Lexus IS300. As you can see, I already started tearing everything apart before I started videotaping. So, alright, tore the center console out. Now, one of the things that makes it kind of a difficult install is the fact that it's a Lexus. So it does have a one-piece dash, and what I mean by that is that none of this is compartmentalized like most cars are. So the only thing that comes out in this dash at all, unless you want to pull the entire dash, is the center console, which makes it kind of a pain in the ass. Just if I was just doing a regular head unit, not a big deal, but for a custom install like this, it makes it a little bit more difficult. Not impossible, just a little more difficult. Alright, so the way this is going to work is the Droid is going to sit right here. Now it's going to have a dock on it that I'll show you in a few minutes. And what it's going to do is it's going to slide out, or not slide out, but hinge out, and then it'll slide out of the dock, slide back into the dock, and then hinge it and lock. That way he can take it out whenever he wants to do whatever he wants to with it. Now, I've already started tearing everything apart. This car does have heated seats, traction control, which the buttons used to sit down here. I've already relocated those to right over here on the driver's side. I still have to extend the wiring harnesses out, which I'll do in a minute. And this car does have a built-in amplified system, so I'm going to have to bypass the amplified system on it, which is underneath the kick panel down there. So that's going to be even more fun. But he's not really that worried about SQ on this build. The main thing that he wanted was just to have the droid in there working properly right now. So what we did is went out and got a small Hytron amplifier. It's just a 40x4, and that's going to be installed probably behind the back seat unless I can find somewhere up here to hide it. And that's what's going to run the car speakers. And I'll show you more on that in a minute. Alright, so this is the shell for the dock. It's going to fit in right here. Remember, this is still very rough. And what's going to happen is it's actually going to have a hinge on the right side, and I'm thinking a magnetic push on the left side, but I'm still trying to figure that out for sure. And when he wants to undock it, all he's going to do is pull the left side up, slide it, and then you can slide the droid in and out, and then just slide it, hinge it back, and it'll lock in place. Of course, this is just the backing part of it. It's going to have a faceplate on it. It's going to look clean, but this is just the beginning of the install. Alright, so this is the first of the seat harnesses that I have to extend on. And I'm not going to show you every single one of these, but this is just to show you that it is being properly done. So they are being soldered, and then they're going to be shrink wrapped. So, alright, so the first one's done, and done correctly, which means it's actually soldered and heat shrunk. And since I'm a perfectionist, this really isn't necessary, but since I am, I went ahead and taped it up so it'll make it a little bit easier for install, a little bit cleaner. I'm not going to show you every single one of these, but this is just to show you that this is actually being done correctly and not ghetto rigged. So once I get these done, I'll shoot some more. Alright, so I got the other two wiring harnesses done. The extensions, once again, they're taped all the way down just for cleaner install. So they're ready to go in. Alright, so I got the new wiring harnesses in, new extensions in, going all the way over here to the dash. So, moment of truth, just to make sure they work. Alright, so it's getting late. I'm gonna get off this video and get back to work. Just check for more updates tomorrow.